Welcome to Strange Talk with Doc. We're going to talk a little before we go into the show why you want to smoke and why you want to smoke each and every single time. Now, we ain't going to bring this down to the urban definition of wanting to smoke, where you're talking about gunfire and being in a war with somebody physically. This is the emotional, mental, and spiritual battle of wanting to smoke. The first thing you got to do to be a realist with yourself is look at your life and remember your end. What is going to be the end of you? I don't care if you're a drug addict and you know that you're eventually going to OD, that's something you need to face. If you're an alcoholic, you need to face drinking. If you're a smoker, you need to face lung cancer. If you're a sinner and you believe in a higher power, you must deal with the consequences of a hell if your religion has one. So remember your end. Now, where you're standing now, what will be your judgment in? Okay? Wanting to smoke means you're not taking any nonsense. You're not sugarcoating anything. Nothing is sweet. You can give a message in love, but it could be deadly serious. I mean, you're not a comedian, so don't try to be comedic. Uh, get your point across each and every time. Don't take any shorts. Play zero games. Don't deal with anybody's bullshit. You got to make it your way or make me change my mind. It's going to always be my way, or you're going to have to make me change my mind because I'm not afraid of the conflict. You're always at war with something. If you're truly honest with yourself, you're always at war with some kind of conflict that you have that you're at war with. It's trying to take your life, it's trying to take your soul, it's trying to take your peace, it's trying to take advantage of you. And these are things that you have to consider. And that's why you want that smoke all the time. You got to always say what you mean and mean what you say. You can be angry at anything, but don't cause it to make you sin. Don't cause it to make you commit a crime. Your anger should not be an emotion that rules you. You should be able to rein it in, figure out why am I angry at this subject matter, think about it rationally, and then handle it from there. Because you do not want the sun to go down on your anger. You can't let it erupt your sleep. You can't let it erupt your peace of mind. You can't let it erupt everything that goes on with you because it will start affecting your health. You got to know the truth because the truth is what's going to set you free, people. Figure out what is true from what is false. Get some discernment in your life. Do some research. Look into things at a deeper level than just the surface level. Dig deep into everything to find out the truth. Don't take anybody's word for anything. Don't take Doc's word that I'm right about anything that I'm saying. Look deeper, and this is just a bug in your ear to give you something to look at. Forgive other people. Learn to forgive other people and keep your foot from evil. Forgiveness is a hard pill to swallow. It is a very hard pill to swallow. People might have done you wrong. You might have perceived that people have done you wrong. You might have perceived that people took advantage of you. And the pill of forgiveness is a hard pill to swallow, but that pill also comes with healing. If you can get that pill down, and now to truly forgive somebody, you must not only forgive them, but you must also let that thing that you are holding or they did to you go. Don't bring it up at future occasions. Don't bring it up. Let it go. Bury that in your safe that you have dug, your safer secrets that you tuck away. You don't ever have to trust that person again because trust is a spirit, okay? Trust is a spirit. It is a true spirit. Look at your Bible. It is a spirit. Just because you forgive somebody does not mean that you have to ever trust them. And don't trust your emotions. See, when you want that smoke and that smoke comes for you, and if you're going on pure emotions, because like I said, it's a spirit, and a spirit is going to move you to do certain things, right? It's going to move you to react in certain manners. And if you have that spirit of truth in you and it coincides with falsehood, it might cause you to do some kind of reaction that you do not want to do. See, now me personally, I will not sit with the deceitful, nor will I associate with hypocrites. I'm going to say that again. I will not sit with the deceitful, nor will I associate with hypocrites. So I try to do the best that I can to make sure that I'm not a hypocrite, that I'm not a fake, that I'm not a phony, and that I am looking for good people in my life who are also looking to handle the smoke when it comes. You can't run away from the smoke. Like, once again, I'm not talking about gunfire. I'm not talking about no urban shit. I am talking about a deep level emotional, spiritual, and psychological warfare that life forces us to play. This is just a term, wanting the smoke. I know where it originated from. I know it originated from a rapper talking about gun battle, but that's not what we're talking about here. You can take something that somebody else said and turn it around and make it into something better for you. And that's what I just did. I hope that you understood me. If you have any problems with what I said, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to get me. I have my website attached to every link on my podcast, and I look forward to hearing from you. The Senate confirmed Lieutenant General Michael E. Langley. He is the first Black four-star general in the Marine Corps' 246-year history. I am so proud of General Michael E. Langley, but I'm also so pissed off that 246-year history of a organization and they still dealing with their first. The Supreme Court was still dealing with their first. The NFL was still dealing with their first. First, it's going to have to be the first Black man. Then eventually it's going to become the first Black woman. And who knows? It might be 300 years we're talking. That's a shame. No people have been in a country this long and should not have had the first of some things. Many things. Multiple things. More. Because if we look at the list of what Black people in America still have not done or still have not been allowed to do, it's probably going to be mind-blowing. So once again, we have all these domestic flights canceled over the weekend. 1,300 domestic flights canceled. The airline industry got a shitload of money from the United States government during COVID. I don't understand why there's always delays, there's always cancellations. I mean, the government, the president, the vice president, Senate should be coming down on these industries, telling them to rehire people. Let's move on. We are supposed to be a first world nation, and we're doing stuff like a third world nation, and it makes no sense. So the LIV and the PGA are still at war. Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, and 9 other players filed an antitrust lawsuit against the PGA Tour. I'm thinking the PGA Tour probably has some kind of documents that the players have to sign that says they exclusively work for them. I'm even thinking at a business like the WWE, right? Their wrestlers are independent contractors, but they're not free to just work any indie show without written permission. I'm sure of it. I mean, this is just me guessing, but I think that's pretty sure. So why would the PGA allow their players to also go to LIV, promote LIV, come back to the PGA when they want to, basically take the bonus money from the LIV tour and smile and laugh in the PGA Tour's face? So we'll see where this lawsuit goes. The NFL did decide to appeal Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension. So now the punishment is back in the league's hands. But from what I understand, Goodell will not be the one handing down the sentence. Let's look for Deshaun Watson to be suspended at least a year, maybe anywhere from $5 to $10 million taken out of his pay. Not only will he get that, he probably will be forced to do some kind of counseling, which I think just makes perfect sense. Cleveland Browns should be ashamed that they signed him, gave him this guaranteed money. This is an ongoing saga, and I'm sure the NFL wants to have this kind of closed out before the season starts, to have this hanging over them like a albatross when they trying to go into a fresh season is not a good look. City of the Hill season 3 returned, and Jackie, the police officer, uh, he goes to work for this dude Sinclair. Sinclair is a piece of shit. You have to see the episode and you will understand why I'm telling you that Sinclair is a piece of garbage. And I'm hoping that Jackie finds out about what Sinclair is doing ASAP. American Horror, they had a very good episode. It was called the Aurora Door Alarm, like ring alarm. But this thing lets spirits into your home. So it was a very interesting show. We also had this weekend the UFC fight night with Thiago Sanchez versus Jamal Hill, Vincenzo Luque versus Jeffrey Neal. This was a very good card. No fight on this card went the distance. Every fight on this card was either a submission or a knockout. And that is very rare when you have 11 fights and each and every one of them end in short order. Next week, we got Marlon Vera, Chico Vera fighting Dominic Cruz in his hometown of San Diego. Aspen Ladd is going to be on that card versus Sarah McMahon. Viviana Allegio is fighting Alexa Grasso. And I also believe that they moved the Queen of Violence fight from this Thiago Santos card to this card because she couldn't make weight. So, be a lot of women fighting. I always enjoy seeing the women fighting. Also on this Thiago Sanchez card, they closed out the UFC's The Ultimate Fighter. The male and female champions were crowned. If you have not seen it, I will not give away the results, but they both were very good fights. And once again, like I said, every fight on this card ended before the third round. They never had to go to the scorecards on this. We lost Vince Scully. He was the legendary Dodgers broadcaster. He was 94. He was the Brooklyn Dodgers and LA Dodgers broadcaster. Everybody knows Vince Scully. Congresswoman of Indiana, Jackie Wernaski, she died at the age of 58. She died in a car crash. And Judith Durham, who was from the group The Seekers, and she had a couple of hits. You'll Never Find Another, You, and Georgie Girl, you might know the song Georgie Girl. She died at the age of 79. And RogerEMosley, who you will know from Magnum PI, a whole bunch of TV shows. I mean, Magnum was on for about 7-8 years in the 80s. But he died at the age of 83. I believe he was involved with a car crash, and the complications from the car crash caught him. Now, what I'm going to be doing is next Sunday will be my last show to the beginning of September, and it's going to be about stop trying, quote unquote. Trying is lying to make something happen. Put a plan together and start doing whatever that thing is you're doing. So the title of next week's show is going to be Stop Trying, which is a lie, to make something happen. Instead, put a plan together to start doing that thing that you want to do. There is a difference between trying, starting, and doing. And I will get into that next week. I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate you taking the time to spend a couple of minutes with me. And I want you to think about wanting that smoke and wanting that smoke each and every time, because you can't run away from conflict. You can't run away from battle. You can't run away from somebody trying to BS you. You can't run away from people coming at you with nonsense, evil, the deceitfulness, hypocrites. They do exist. But I want you to remember that truth is a spirit. Truth is a true live spirit. And that truth can set you free. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me. And like I tell you each and every time, people, peace to you and peace to yours.